about Trump's new Big Beautiful Bill. Signed at his July 4th rally complete with fireworks and flag backdrops, it's a legislative mashup that lowers taxes, slashes healthcare, pumps up defense, and inflates the national debt. Cue the bald eagles nodding, oblivious to what's actually inside the package. Here's the math they didn't advertise. This bill permanently extends Trump-era 2017 tax rates, eliminates taxes on tips and overtime, and hikes SALT deductions up to $40,000. This bill will cut Medicaid by $1 trillion over 10 years, drop 12 million Americans from coverage, and introduce work requirements that push low-income folks off aid. The Congressional Budget Office projects a $3.5 trillion debt increase over the next decade, depending on whether temporary tax provisions stay in place. So what's old is new, just like the debt. Back in the 80s, Reagan sold us the same trick. Cut taxes, deregulated, and squeezed out inefficiency, all while tripling the national debt from $700 billion to $2.1 trillion across 2 terms. They called it supply-side economics or voodoo economics, promising growth would cover the deficits, and for a moment, sure, growth ticked up, GDP and job creation improved. But guess what followed? Income inequality surged, real wages stagnated for working-class people, and deficits climbed. The top 1% got rich, while the rest lost ground. Trump's bill mirrors Reagan's playbook: tax cuts for the wealthy, defense and border spending, and massive structural cuts, except it goes further. Instead of vague optimism, this time there's blunt harm. Medicaid and SNAP slashes could cost low-income households up to $1,600 per year. Compared to Reagan's deficits topping 5% GDP, this one threatens 124% of GDP by 2034. Bleeding red ink, and not in a good way. White House claims this is pro-family and deficit reducing, but they're using accounting smoke and mirrors, shifting baseline projections, ignoring future debt, and spending poverty programs into fraud fights. Senator Tim Scott even posted a TikTok tearing apart the CB only to get fact-checked on 9 straight lies. Meanwhile, key Republicans like Rand Paul, Tom Tillis, and Susan Collins held off support until insurers demanded rural hospital protections. That's red state resistance, but not for the right reasons. This isn't high-level policy debate. It's a wealth transfer disguised as governance. If you believe healthcare, stability, and public services matter, this bill says otherwise. Look, Reagan's promise was mythic, but at least the economy sort of performed. Today, we're paying more in premiums, less in coverage, and wondering when the national debt becomes our mortgage. This bill is Reaganomics in full swing, but with less magic and more heartbreak. Trump didn't just revive Reaganism, he dialed it up to 100, and it's America left footing the bill.